everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you a really fast way to do square roots of a 6-digit number. So a number which has 6 digits in it. Yeah, it's really easy and it takes 3 steps. And just so you know, a square root of a 6-digit number, the square root of 6-digit always equals 3-digit as the answer. So it always equals a 3-digit number as the answer. And yeah. Okay, sorry for the break in between, but I just realized I didn't have an example to do the question with, so I just got myself an example. Alright, so let's do square root of 352,836. So to do it, basically, the first thing you need to do is you need to divide the number into 3 parts. And each part has 2 digits inside it. So you just need to put a gap after every 2 digits. So that would be 35, and then 28, and then 36. Okay, now I'm just going to draw 3 dashes here to show the end result. Okay, 35. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to look at the first part of the number. And you need to see what number squared is close to it but under. Okay, you probably won't understand what I just said. So you have to see what number, so that's 35, right? I'm just going to do that. So what is the next square number that is below it? So the next square number that is below it is 5 squared, right? Because 5 squared is 25, and that's below it. But if we look at the next square number, which is 25, okay. If we look at the next square number, which is 6 squared, that equals 36, so it's too high. So I'm going to put that 6 squared over here. So the number that we need to choose is 5, because 6 is too high, and we need it to be lower than this digit, but not too low. Like the closest square to it, but it has to be below it. So 36 wouldn't count because it's above it. Okay, so now that we have 5 squared, I'm just going to get rid of that. This 5 is the first digit in the answer. You might be thinking, wow, that's so easy. Do we just do that for the other ones as well? Well, the answer is no. And this is, well, the solving of this is divided into 3 parts, and this is the easiest part. So it is going to get harder. And so also, before we move on to the next step, what we have to do is we have to look at 5 squared, which is the 25, and then we have to subtract that from this number, from the first part of the 6-digit number. So we have to do 35 minus 25, and that equals 10. And then you're just going to add whatever you have and add on the next part to it, 28. Okay, so if you didn't understand what I just did right now, I'm just going to go over it again. So you have to take, the first step was we had to find a square number, which is below this first part, but not the closest square to that number, but below it. So 6 squared doesn't count. So we got 5 squared. Now, that 5 squared gives us the first digit in the answer. But we also have to do another thing with that 5 squared. So you have to subtract 5 squared from this number, from this 35. And then I got 10 over here. And to that, I have to add on the next part, the next 2-digit part. So it becomes 1028. So you don't do 10 plus 28. No, you do not do that, you do this. So it becomes 1028. Okay, I just had to make sure that you really understood that. Okay, so this now is 1028, and I might just get rid of that. Okay, so we just keep that number aside for now. Now we can move on to the second part. So the second part, which is, so what we have to do is we have to look at the first number we got, like the first number that we filled out in the answer, which is 5. And we have to double it, so 5 times 2. So 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Okay, now here comes the really confusing part. And I really hope you guys understand it. So we've doubled it and we got 10. Now what we do to that 10 is, so we put the 10 down here, and then I'm just going to do a little something. So we have to do 10 something times something. Yeah, 10 something times something. So if I put 1, and these two somethings are the same thing. I really hope you understood that. Okay, so these two things are the same thing. They are the same number. We have to put a number in there. We just have to put a number in there, but both of these numbers are the same. So if I do, let's say 1 there. So that would be 101 times 1, not 10 plus 1. 101 times 1. If I put 2 in there, it becomes 102 times 2. If I put 3, 103 times 3. If I put 4, and so on. I really hope you understood that. Yeah, okay, hopefully you understood it. Okay, now what we do is we have to put in a number so that whatever this equals, let's just put in 3 as an example. So this equals 309. So in that number, remember this number we have up here? Remember this number we had up here? 1028. So that number, we have to make it... Oh, wow, this is so hard to explain. Okay, so we have to put in a number here, and the answer has to equal a number that is as close as it can get to 1028, but below it. So that was the number we had from the first part. So this number which we kept aside, if you remember that. So now we just keep placing in higher and higher numbers until it gets close to that number, but not above that number. So let's try another one. Let's do 109 times 9. Well, that would equal 981. Okay, so sorry for the break in between. So basically, what was I saying? I don't remember. Okay, so just stop recording, so I had to kind of fix all the stuff. So I think I was saying, so yeah. So you have to do 10 something times something. So we took 9 as the example, I'm pretty sure. And then, so that gave us 981. And that's pretty close to 1028. But I reckon we can go a bit higher. I don't know, maybe we can. So let's add that to one more. And it's going to be 1010. Oh. Okay. So every time you're only allowed to add one digit here. So what that means is instead of putting 2 digits here, you rub out that digit and add 1 to it. And you start on 0. So instead of becoming 109 and then becoming 1010, it becomes 110. And then that one, you can just up that one more digit. So 110 times 10 is equal to 1100, and that's too high. So so that means that 9 is our best option because it's the closest it can get without going too high. So since the digit we got here was 9, that is our second digit in the answer. Okay, and now we won't need anything we have so far. Like for the next part, We won't need, so I'm just gonna just do that. And now let's do the third part. And this one is kind of alright. I mean, it's kind of easy if you understand, if you get how to do it. I'm pretty sure this part was the most confusing part. The second part is, I feel like it would be the most confusing part for you guys to understand. Okay, so the third part, what we have to do is we need to get, there's two things we're using right now. So for the third part, we have to use this final bit, it's the final bit, and we have to use the answer. So we have to take the last digit in the entire numbers, like the last digit in here, and well, we just have it, yeah, and we have to see what other numbers squares do end in 6. So 4 squared ends in 6. 4 squares end in 16, so that ends in 6. And 6 squared ends in 6. So now we have 4 and 6. So that means our answers can either be 5, 9, 4, or they can be 5, 9, 5, 9, and then 6. Because it can either be 4, the last digit could either be 4 or 6. Now, to check which one is the right one, we have to do something called a digit sum. So basically, a digit sum of 1, 2, 3 would equal to 6. You have to add all of the digits together. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. Digit sum of 598,072 is equal to 4. Okay, it's totally not equal to 4. I don't know. But the end result does equal to 4. Because 5 plus 9 is 14. Plus 8 is equal to 22. Plus 7 is equal to 29. Plus 2 is equal to 31. But if we get a 2-digit number, we need to do it again. So 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And I was right. See? Okay. So the digit sum of 1 to 3 is equal to 6. The digit sum of this number is equal to 4. And it's not equal to 31. No, not equal to 31. It's equal to 4. Because we have to add 3 plus 1. Okay. So now what we have to do is so the equation is either going to be 594 times 594 is equal to 352,836, 352,836. Or it's going to equal to 500, or the equation is going to be 596 times 596 is equal to 352,836. Now, to check this, what we have to do is we have to do the digit sum. Now, I think I might just get down on my knees. Okay, so we have to do the digit sum for this, multiply it by the digit sum of this, and see if it equals the digit sum of this. Hopefully you understood that. So the digit sum of this would be equal to 3 plus, okay, I'm not going to write that down. So 3 plus 5 plus 2 is equal to, well, 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 is 10, 18, 21, 27. So the digit sum of that is equal to 27. No, it's not. It's equal to 2 plus 7, that's equal to 9. So the digit sum of this is equal to 9. Now let's look at the digit sum. Okay, I might write that for that one as well, because these two are the same numbers. Now let's look at the digit sum of 596. Well, that would be 5 plus 9 plus 6, which is 20, which is 2 plus 0 is 2. That's 2. Times, well, that's the exact same number, so it must be 2. Wait, no. So 20, and then 2 plus 0 is equal to 2. Yeah, it's 2. So 2 times 2 is equal to 4. But 4 is not equal. Oh my god, wow, that was the worst handwriting ever. 4 is not equal to 9. So now let's check this one out. So that's already 9. We've already worked that out. So 5 plus 9 plus 4 is 18. And then, so 18, that would be 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. So 9 times 9 is equal to 81. Which is not equal to 9. Or is it? Remember, we're doing the digit sum of every single number. That means we have to do the digit sum of 81 too. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So it is equal to 9. And that means that this number is the answer. Oh wow, that took a long time to explain. Okay, and I might just write that up here. So the answer of this is equal to 594. Wow. Okay, it does involve a lot of steps. And so hopefully you remember it. And basically how I remember it is there's 4 steps how I remember it. So the first step is finding out the first digit, which is like this one, and then finding the closest square to it, but underneath it. That's 5, so that's first digit. The next step is finding this number. So the number, I'm just gonna name it the number. I'm just gonna name it the number. So that's multiplying that by 2, getting 10, adding it to this number, and there you go, getting that number. The next part is the second digit, which is the blank times the blank. Yeah, the next part is the blank times blank. And then the sorry. Oh my god. I said the wrong thing here. So that is not multiplying that by 2 and adding 28. It is minusing 25 from 35 and then getting 10. So that's 10, 28. And then this one's multiplying by 2 and then doing the blank times the blank thing right there and getting that. And then, so that's the second number. Second number, and then it's the third number, which is the digit sum part we have to do at the end. So that's how I memorize it. I mean, it's not that good of a way to memorize it, but just hopefully you guys remember how to do it, and it'll be really easy to do square roots of any 6-digit numbers. So if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, which is right down there, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which is right next to it. And goodbye, see you in my next video.